Hey everyone, welcome to another video of the React Masterclass series. In this video, we'll talk about the use memo hook in React. So use memo hook is used to memoize or cache expensive computations. So within your component, there can be some complex computations that can take a lot of time and CPU usage. So you can choose to memoize those computations so that whenever your component re-renders again, those computations are not done each and every time. So use memo hook only runs when one of its dependency gets updated. So this is syntax of use memo hook. So here you can pass the callback function in which that computation can be done, and the second argument is the dependencies array. So if any of the dependency gets updated, then only this method will be called, and this function will return you the cached value which you can use within the component. So let's see an example, then it will make more sense. So here I have a factorial component, and the component has two parts to it, as you can see over here. One is this part where I'm trying to calculate the factorial. So the user can enter any number, and I have a state over here which is number. This input box is tied to this number, so whenever I'm changing any number, the state is getting changed. And I have a factorial function over here which is used to calculate the factorial. I'm calculating the factorial over here, and I'm rendering the output on this line. You can see that the output is over here, and whenever I make any change, then I get the factorial output, and this is definitely an expensive computation. The second part of this component is a counter. So I have a simple counter over here which has two buttons, increment and decrement. At the bottom I am showing the counter value. So whenever I am incrementing, then the value is getting changed, similarly on the decrement. Now the problem with this setup is that you can see that whenever I'm changing any value on this input box, then this method is being triggered in factorial method, which I have console logged over here. But even if I change the counter value, then also this factorial method is being called, which shouldn't be the case, because we have already computed the factorial over here. So whenever I am incrementing or decrementing the counter, then this method shouldn't be called, right? Because this value is already computed. So the reason why this is being called is because state of the component is being changed, the counter is being changed. So that is why this method is triggered again and again. Now in order to solve this problem, we'll use memo hook, which we can import from the React library. And we'll wrap this factorial in a callback, and we'll pass the dependency as the number. So only when the number will get changed, then only this callback method will be executed. So now let's see this. So here I'm entering some number, the factorial is calculated, and this method was executed. If we try to change the counter, then you can see that now this factorial method is not executed because the number is not changing, only the counter variable is getting changed, and that is not added in the dependency array. So that is why this callback is not getting executed. So that is how use memo helped us to solve this problem. So that was about the use memo hook. It's pretty simple to use. In the next video, we'll talk about react.memo and use callback. If you're new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button.